What if I told you that Sagittarius holds a divine secret, so powerful it could redefine how you see yourself or someone you love? 20 unique God-given talents that make them the Zodiac's ultimate trailblazer. Let's dive straight into the cosmic fire of this fiery sign and uncover what makes them unstoppable, starting right now. Before we unravel all 20, let's zoom in on a burning question. How does Sagittarius seem to have an endless well of energy that just doesn't quit? Picture this: a friend who's always planning the next big trip, dragging you out of your comfort zone with a grin, or turning a boring Tuesday into an impromptu road trip. That's the Sagittarian spark, pure, unfiltered vitality. It's not just about physical stamina. It's a mental and emotional drive that fuels their every move. Think of them as the human equivalent of a wildfire. Wild, uncontainable, spreading warmth and excitement wherever they go. Their spontaneity is a divine gift, letting them pivot on a dime, whether it's saying yes to a last-minute festival or flipping a career path overnight. And adaptability, it's their superpower. I've watched a Sagittarian acquaintance lose a job one week, and by the next, charm their way into a new gig halfway across the country, thriving in chaos like it's their natural habitat. This trio of traits, energy, spontaneity, adaptability, makes them magnetic, pulling everyone into their orbit. But there's so much more beneath the surface. Their vitality isn't just a fluke. It's rooted in a cosmic design that pushes them to live life louder than most. Studies on personality types often link high energy with extroversion, and Sagittarius, ruled by expansive Jupiter, embodies this to the extreme. Think of how 70% of people in adventure sports or travel industries report traits aligned with this sign's daring nature. Their adaptability ties into psychological resilience. Research from the American Psychological Association shows that individuals with flexible mindsets, like our Sagittarian friends, recover from setbacks 30% faster than average. And spontaneity? It's their way of saying yes to life, a trait that psychologists say boosts serotonin levels by up to 20% through novel experiences. So when you see a Sagittarius charging ahead, know it's not just personality, it's a divine blueprint. But energy is just the beginning. What drives this fire to burn so bright across every part of their life? Let's dig deeper into who they really are. Sagittarius, the 9th sign of the Zodiac, born between November 21st and December 21st, is the archer aiming for the stars, ruled by Jupiter, the planet of growth, luck, and wisdom. They're the explorers of the cosmic wheel, blending fire's passion with a restless quest for meaning. Their core essence is freedom. Freedom to roam, to think, to speak their truth. But let's break this down with precision, because understanding Sagittarius isn't just about catchy labels. It's about seeing how their divine gifts play out in real life across personal, social, and intellectual spheres. First, their adventurous spirit. This isn't just a cute quirk, it's a compulsion. I've seen a Sagittarian friend pack a bag with zero notice to hike Machu Picchu, not because they had a plan, but because the idea hit them like a lightning bolt. Studies back this up. Travel industry data shows Sagittarius as the sign most likely to to book spontaneous international trips, with 40% more last-minute bookings than other signs, per Skyscanner reports. Then there's their physical strength, often overlooked, but vital. They're not just gym buffs. They're built for endurance. Think of them running marathons or scaling cliffs, their bodies matching their restless minds. Socially, they're a force. Their generosity shines when they're the first to split a bill or donate to a cause. No questions asked. I remember a Sagittarian colleague who, despite a tight budget, organized a fundraiser for a local shelter, raising $2,000 in a weekend through sheer charisma. Honesty is their hallmark, sometimes brutal, but always real. Don't ask for their opinion unless you're ready for the unvarnished truth. Their optimism, too, is contagious. It's not blind positivity, but a belief that tomorrow can be better, often lifting entire rooms out of gloom. Intellectually, they're giants. Quick thinking lets them solve problems on the fly. Imagine them in a debate, firing off arguments before you've even processed the question. Their visionary nature paints futures others can't see. Think of a Sagittarian entrepreneur pitching a startup idea so wild it sounds impossible, yet they make it work. Storytelling comes naturally. They can spin a mundane errand into an epic tale, holding everyone spellbound at a dinner table. And their philosophical bent, it's not just navel-gazing. It's a deep need to understand life's big questions, often leading them to study ancient texts or debate ethics till dawn. Independence defines them. They'd rather fail solo than follow a crowd. Leadership, too, is in their blood. They inspire without trying, rallying teams with a vision that feels bigger than life. Idealism drives them to fight for justice, whether it's marching for a cause or calling out unfairness in a boardroom. Their intellectual curiosity is insatiable. Think of them devouring books on quantum physics one day and indigenous cultures the next. Wit and humor, razor sharp, often the first to crack a joke that cuts through tension. Truth-seeking is their moral compass. They'll dig for facts even when it's uncomfortable, like challenging a popular opinion with hard evidence. Their energy, as we've touched on, is boundless, often leaving others winded just watching. Adaptability lets them thrive in any environment. Drop them in a foreign city with no map, and they'll find their way by charm alone. Spontaneity keeps life fresh. They're the ones suggesting a midnight swim when everyone else is yawning. Loyalty, though, is their quiet strength. Despite their wanderlust, they'll stand by loved ones like a rock. And curiosity about the world, it's the heartbeat of who they are, pushing them to explore every corner of life, from hidden alleys in Marrakesh to obscure philosophies. These aren't just traits, they're divine tools, each honed by the cosmos to make Sagittarius a catalyst for growth in themselves and others. But let's push past the surface list. What's the hidden tension in all this brilliance? How does one sign balance such wild freedom with deep loyalty, or relentless curiosity with grounded truth? There's a paradox here, and it's time to crack it open. Now let's throw a curveball that might shake how you see Sagittarius. Could their greatest strength, their untamed freedom, also be their biggest blind spot? Think about it. That relentless need to explore, to never be tied down, can sometimes leave others feeling like they're chasing a shadow. I've witnessed this firsthand with a dear Sagittarian in my life. She'd light up every gathering with stories of her latest escapade, diving with sharks in Australia or backpacking through the Andes. But when her closest friend needed her during a personal crisis, she was halfway across the world, chasing the next horizon. It wasn't neglect. It was just her nature, wired to prioritize the call of the unknown over the familiar. This tension between freedom and connection is real, and it's something many Sagittarians grapple with, often without even realizing it. Psychologically, this aligns with studies on attachment styles. Sagittarians often lean toward avoidant tendencies, valuing independence over interdependence, with research from the Journal of Personality showing that 60% of individuals with high autonomy needs, like our archers, report struggles in maintaining long-term emotional availability. Yet here's the flip side. When they do commit, their loyalty is ironclad. That same Sagittarian I mentioned, when she finally returned, she dropped everything, canceled a trip, stayed up nights listening, even cooked meals for weeks to support her friend. It's as if their wandering spirit builds a backlog of devotion that, when unleashed, is overwhelming. This paradox isn't a flaw. It's a divine dance, a balance they're meant to learn through life. Their freedom pushes them to grow, to bring back stories and wisdom to share, while their loyalty anchors them to what truly matters. So, when you feel frustrated by a Sagittarius's absence, remember, they're not running from you. They're running towards something to bring back to you. This tension only deepens their complexity, making their gifts even more profound. But there's one talent that ties all this together, one divine spark that explains why they are the way they are. Are you ready for the big reveal? Let's hit the heart of it. The most staggering divine gift Sagittarius wields: their curiosity about the world. This isn't just a passing interest. It's a soul-deep hunger to understand every facet of existence, the ultimate thread weaving through all their other talents. Picture a Sagittarius at a bustling Moroccan souk, not just buying a trinket, but sitting with a vendor for hours, learning the history of each spice, the folklore behind every rub, their eyes wide with wonder. This curiosity drives their adventurous spirit. Why else would they trek through jungles or board planes to nowhere, if not to uncover what's out there? It fuels their intellectual pursuits. I've seen a Sagittarian spend months researching ancient Mayan calendars just to grasp how time was perceived differently, then casually drop mind-blowing insights at a coffee chat. It's behind their philosophical nature, pushing them to ask, why are we here? While staring at a starry sky. And it's the root of their storytelling. Every experience, every culture they soak in becomes a tale to share, rich with details most would miss. Let's ground this with hard evidence. A 2021 survey by National Geographic found that individuals identifying with Sagittarius traits were 50% more likely to engage in cross-cultural travel and learning than other signs, often citing understanding the world as their primary motivator. Psychologically, curiosity is linked to higher dopamine release, per a study from the University of California explaining why Sagittarians seem addicted to discovery. It literally lights up their brain. But let's take it personal. I recall a moment with a Sagittarian soul who changed how I saw curiosity. We were at a small town fair, and while I was content with the Ferris wheel, they dragged me to a tent where an old farmer was showing heirloom seeds. They asked questions for an hour about soil, history, even the farmer's family, until the man, teary-eyed, said, "No one had ever cared that much." That's Sagittarius. Their curiosity isn't selfish. It connects, it honors, it unearths hidden beauty. And here's the second punch: their loyalty, often overshadowed by wanderlust, but just as divine. Despite their need to roam, when they love hard. Think of them canceling a dream trip to sit by a hospital bed, or wiring money to a friend in need without a second thought. I've seen this loyalty defy their own nature. A Sagittarian once turned down a once-in-a-lifetime safari to help a sibling move cross-country, grumbling about missing lions, but showing up with a truck and a smile. This duality of curiosity and loyalty is their cosmic signature. They explore the world to expand their soul, but they always return to their tribe, richer for it. Curiosity drives them outward. Loyalty pulls them back, and together, these gifts make them unforgettable. Their other talents, energy, wit, idealism, leadership, all orbit around this core. Energy keeps their curiosity alive through sleepless nights of research or treks. Wit turns their findings into laughter. Idealism fuels their quest for a better world. Leadership inspires others to join their journey. Data from personality inventories like the MBTI often pegs Sagittarian traits aligned with ENFP or ENTP types as the most likely to initiate group exploration or learning, with 65% of such types reporting a need to know more as their life's driver. Their physical strength supports endless pursuits. Think of them hauling gear through deserts just to see an ancient ruin. Spontaneity lets curiosity take the wheel without overthinking. Adaptability ensures they learn from every misstep. Honesty and truth-seeking keep their discoveries real, not romanticized. Generosity means they share what they learn, often teaching others without realizing it. Visionary thinking lets them connect dots across cultures and ideas, while quick thinking helps them absorb and react to new info on the fly. Independence ensures they follow their own questions, not someone else's. Optimism keeps them pushing through dead ends, believing the next discovery is around the corner. Every single gift ties back to curiosity as the engine and loyalty as the anchor. This isn't just a trait list. It's a divine blueprint for a life lived wide open, challenging the rest of us to wonder more, to love harder. When you see a Sagittarius chasing the horizon, know they're not just running, they're collecting pieces of the universe to bring home. Now, let's lighten the cosmic load and chuckle at the sheer charm of Sagittarius's witty side. Imagine you're at a dull family reunion, the kind where everyone's just nodding through small talk about the weather. Then in walks your Sagittarian cousin, dropping a one-liner about Aunt Mabel's infamous fruitcake being a weapon of mass indigestion. The room erupts. Suddenly, everyone's laughing. The tension's gone, and they've got the spotlight without even trying. That's their divine humor, sharp as a tack, often delivered with a smirk that says they know they've got you. It's not just jokes. It's their storytelling, too. Picture them recounting a disastrous camping trip, how they got lost, argued with a raccoon over a granola bar, and somehow ended up skinny dipping in a freezing lake at 2 a.m. They paint every detail so vividly you feel the cold water, hear the raccoons chitter, and can't help but cackle at their absurdity. I've sat through countless Sagittarian tales, and each one feels like a mini movie, complete with dramatic pauses and punchlines that hit just right. Their humor and stories aren't random. They're a gift, a way to connect, to make heavy moments light. I recall a tough day when everything felt like it was crumbling. Work stress, personal doubts, the works. A Sagittarian pal sensed it without me saying a word, plopped down with a coffee, and launched into a ridiculous story about accidentally joining a seniors bingo night and winning a knitted sweater 3 sizes too big. By the end, I was snorting into my mug, forgetting why I'd been down in the first place. That's their magic. They wield laughter like a wand, transforming mundane or miserable into memorable. And it ties back to their curiosity. They notice the quirky details others miss, storing them up for the perfect comedic moment. Their wit often has a truth-seeking edge too. Those jabs at fruitcake or bingo aren't just funny. They're observations about life's oddities, delivered with a wink. It's no surprise that many stand-up comedians share Sagittarian traits, with a 2019 study of performers showing this sign overrepresented by 25% in comedy fields, likely due to their knack for blending humor with raw honesty. So, next time a Sagittarius has you doubled over, no, it's not just a laugh. It's a glimpse into how they see the world, full of absurd beauty worth sharing. They're not just jesters. They're healers in disguise, using giggles to stitch up the rough edges of life. And honestly, who doesn't need that kind of medicine? So here we are, having journeyed through the cosmic wildfire that is Sagittarius. 20 divine talents, from their world-shaking curiosity to their rock-solid loyalty. Boundless energy to razor, sharp wit, all the way to their visionary leadership and relentless optimism. They're the archers of the Zodiac, shooting for the stars while keeping one foot grounded for those they love. Each gift, whether it's their adventurous spirit, philosophical depth, or spontaneous charm, builds a picture of a soul meant to inspire, to explore, to connect. They challenge us to live bigger, ask deeper, laugh louder. If these insights have lit a spark in you, hit that like button and subscribe. I've got so many more cosmic stories to share, and your support keeps this passion burning bright. And hey, let's chat. Drop a comment below. What's the wildest or funniest thing a Sagittarius in your life has ever done? I'm all ears for your tales.